Good morning, everybody. Oh, wait. All right, we'll start again. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our fourth anniversary. We started 4 years ago, exactly when the pandemic began. We had 9 people on our first call. We've got double that number so far today, and I know we will have lots more than that. So we're going to have fun today. We have Kristi LaMonica, who is one of the co-authors, many co-authors of a book called In Her Shoes. This is the book, and you see the shoes. And we all have our wonderful shoes that we can't wear anymore. And I hope some of you, I hope you have brought them to show us. I have my one pair. Where's my, there we go, with heels. But I can't walk in them anymore. But this is basically, I've had to give away all my high heels. I don't know about the rest of you, but I can't wear them anymore. And one person said to me, well, her favorite shoes are her tennis shoes. That's what she wears all the time. So, but Kristi's going to talk about that and lots of other things about women in Parkinson's. So let me tell you a little bit about Kristi. She's an associate professor and chair of the Biology and Health Sciences Department at Russell Sage College in upstate New York. She was diagnosed at this time in 2020 by her ortho and then by her movement disorder specialist in May. But she had motor symptoms since 2013 that could always be explained by something going on in my life. We all know that one. I must be really stressed because I can't stop clenching my left hand and my left eye hasn't stopped twitching in 3 weeks. And prodromal REM sleep disorder issues going back to 2005. Who knew that continuing science experiments all night while in grad school isn't normal? Since her diagnosis, she's become an advocate, particularly for women and the gaps in knowledge and stigma, specifically in African countries. And I want to welcome Kristi, and I just want to say, first of all, she's my hero. She's got purple hair. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. Maybe I'll put a blue streak in or something.
You can do it.
I can do it. And awesome. And Kristi and I met we had a Women in Parkinson's group going last year before the World Parkinson's Congress. We were meeting about once a month, women from around the world, and it was great. And Kristi was a presenter in Barcelona, correct? And so she's going to talk about this little book, which I hope you were able to download. And in between, we're going to have some quizzes and some prizes and all kinds of things to celebrate our 4th anniversary. So take it away, Kristi. It's all you. You're welcome.
Thanks for having me, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, okay, this time 4 years ago was really something. I think that's all I can say.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed by my ortho first, which that was really fun. He's like, I think you have Parkinson's after you almost scheduled me for a surgery, and then sent me on my merry way. Not very good bedside manner. And then it became more real when someone of authority told me that they think that I have Parkinson's. So it was quite stressful. Then my GP thought that I just had anxiety, so he gave me Xanax. So it was just a whirlwind of a time, which I'm sure it was for everybody. So I'm going to talk to you today about a book called In Her Shoes. It's a young Parkinson's woman's guide to pills, periods, pregnancies, parenthood, prevention, prognosis, and the power of positive perspective when diagnosed with an old man's disease. So we're going to talk a little bit about each of the chapters. So we have personalized medicine, population, all the way through participation. So everything starts with the P for Parkinson's. This only works in English. It doesn't translate well to other languages. So why did we write this book? What's the whole point of this? So we like to think that we've come a long way with Parkinson's disease in young onset Parkinson's, but yet there's still lots of discrepancies in healthcare. So there's a big, huge gender gap. It's not even a gap anymore. It's like a chiasm. So we felt that women who are diagnosed with Parkinson's, they're made to feel like they feel like they're crazy. which we see all the time in the Facebook groups, that they feel like they're crazy because their healthcare providers tell them that that's not possible. You can't be feeling that. That's not right. This can't be happening to you. But it is, and it's just really a shame that their healthcare teams don't really fully understand what could be happening to them. So, in many cases, this has been written for women with YOPD by women with YOPD. And so, in the World Parkinson's, has everyone noticed? How many of you have noticed that it's really male dominated? Can we use the reactions? Did you not? Thumbs up. Has anyone noticed how male dominated is? Yeah, if you look through the literature, you'll find that's mostly male dominated. So even with mice, so if you go to order animals, so mice for science experiments, the default is male. It comes up as male as a default when you go to order them, which is just insane. Pretty much in every study, if you look it up with animals, it's males. So everything's males. Females apparently don't exist. So we face challenges on two fronts. So age, I can't even count the amount of times I've been told, oh, you're too young for Parkinson's. Oh, thanks, I'm beginning to get the memo. Or gender. So this book is by no means a rallying cry for YOPD. Oh, sorry, it's not a definitive work. It's more rallying cry for YOPD women to take charge of their condition, learn, teach, support, and share. So it's the point where YOPD women of the world, we are passing the baton and inviting you to join our race. We can't do this alone. So, just need to move us. So we don't want anyone to feel like they're alone in this fight. So starting with personalized medicine. So only 13% of all instances of Parkinson's are linked to a single known gene. So only 13% are monogenic. Yet there's still all the time genetic studies that look for those single genes. It's such a waste of time. In most cases, I think are going to be what's called polygenic, which is going to be multiple genetic inputs, or even multifactorial is probably more likely, where it's multiple inputs plus the environment. So that's where we should be, I think we should be spending our time. And I think that what's going to happen, if you take people with similar symptoms and bucket them in categories and take their DNA and look at it, it's probably going to line up with people who have the same symptoms that they do. And they'll have multiple peaks that are the genes that are implicated in Parkinson's. Based on that, I don't think that it's only 13% are single genes. I don't think that we're going to find any more single genes. So it seems like targeting all of the research, targeting them, I'm not really confident in that. So population. Has everyone heard that it's pretty much about 40% women to 60% men? It's not that 1.5 to 1 anymore. So it's one of the fastest growing brain diseases. Yet we have limited money that is granted by the government to spend on it compared to cancer, which I mean, cancer does deserve a lot of money, but Parkinson's is really overlooked when it comes time for funding and spending. And hopefully the National Plan to End Parkinson's does pass by the Senate, because it's just pretty upsetting how much money gets spent with that in the government compared to things like defense. So also Parkinson's doesn't discriminate. It's equal opportunity. It doesn't care what color you are, it doesn't care what sex you are, and it does not care what gender you are. Everyone can be affected by Parkinson's. That's why I think it's so important that everybody advocate. So I don't know about everyone else, but I recently went to a Medtronic DBS Zoom webinar, and I was so disappointed. I actually emailed the Medtronic rep, and it was just all male and all white. It was not very diverse at all. It's, hello, other people get Parkinson's. It was just really upsetting to listen to. That's all they talked about. There's no diversity. It's all white males. So hopefully that's going to change slowly. So physical activity. So women often sacrifice their own needs for the demands of the family. And I want to put this picture in there. This is a Parkinson's Foundation exercise recommendations. So this is directly from their site. This isn't included in the book. I just want to add this. So it has aerobic activity 3 days a week for at least 30 minutes per session. Strength training 2 to 3 non-consecutive days a week for at least 30 minutes per session, or 10 to 15 reps for major muscle group. Balance, agility, and multitasking 2 to 3 days a week. Stretching 2 to 3 days a week. That sounds like an awful lot. Does anybody have time for that? Or do all those separately? You'd have to spend your whole life exercising. But good news is that, like, things like boxing. So how many people do boxing? Does anyone else do boxing? Sharon, you do boxing? I can't actually see everyone, so.
Okay, oops, wait a minute. Hold on. Ashlyn, can you change the screen so that she can see everybody? I don't know how we can do this.
I don't think
You
she
would have to
can.
put it on, you have to do it on gallery view. I can't do that. for her.
Oh, okay, you have to put it on gallery view.
Let me
Okay.
see. So, slideshow.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I can't get
At the
it.
top, it says view. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Side
have
by
the
side
same.
gallery here.
I don't have the
Yeah, it's
same
not the same.
controls. It's okay.
Okay, hold
So
on.
how about this? Can everyone who does boxing say yes and just unmute themselves for a minute?
Yes.
You can,
Okay. So everyone that does boxing, you actually cover most of this
Yes.
in one of your sessions. So it actually works on multitasking, aerobic activity, and also, sorry, I keep on, and strength training. So boxing works on most of those things at once. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with taking these Parkinson's exercise classes. I've never done pedaling for Parkinson's, but I'm assuming that that includes also some strength training and also balance and agility as well. Now, the Parkinson's Foundation recommends that you do about 150 minutes of vigorous activity per week. But make sure that you check with your PT first to make sure that you can do what you're expecting to do. So pills. Most people diagnosed will take medication to control their symptoms. While not a cure, medication can dramatically improve the quality of life for those living with Parkinson's. Happily, our medication knowledge is evolving. People may become discouraged when a medication doesn't work at first. Has everyone had that happen? Yep. But it's important to remember that it's trial and error to find the right combination of therapies, and remember that the combination will be unique to every individual. So I just want to stop and talk about this for a second. This isn't in the book either, but I noticed this online. So a lot of times people leave comments like to other people about, oh, I don't take any medication because I want to treat this all naturally. That's great. I understand that you can't take medication or you have the choice, but it becomes not a choice for people. Like for me, it's not a choice. I have to take medication every 2 hours. Otherwise I go off. If I don't take it on time, I will go off and I can be off for hours. That's why my hair is purple. It's normally not purple. I'm actually getting DBS in May when I'm done with the semester, and so my head's gonna have to get shaved. So I figured I might as well bleach it and color it up until that time to have fun with it. If I'm gonna lose it, why not have fun with it? But it's personal to everyone, the medication that you take and why you take it and why you take that much. That it's really frustrating to see other people say that, oh, they don't have to take medication, or that they're doing it natural and they're taking mucuna, when it's not a choice for everybody. So, and I also want to mention about medication too. So historically, women were not included in any clinical trials for medication. So it's just a guess how much we take, when we take, what we take, and why we take. We don't know how anything fluctuates with hormones. We don't know the pharmacokinetics behind any of the drugs. We don't know how long it takes for carbidopa levodopa to become active in our systems. We don't know how long the half-life is for us. We think that for women, it's active quicker and there's more of a peak because we get more dyskinesias, so it works quicker and more effectively than males, but we're not sure. So it's all a guess. So women have historically not been involved, and they're really underrepresented in medication trials, and women also suffer more from dyskinesia. Because I think you notice I can't stop moving, so my meds have all kicked in, and now I'm dyskinetic.
You there, Kristi?
Yep.
Oh, okay, you disappeared. Okay.
Okay, so now I want to talk about periods and hormones in general. So anecdotal evidence shows that Parkinson's medications may work differently or not at all during or before menstruation. This is not well documented in the scientific literature, and many Parkinson's care teams are unaware of it. This is where women have gone into their doctors and asked them about this in particular, and they've been told that you're crazy, that can't work, that hormones have no impact on your Parkinson's. And finally, this is no longer anecdotal evidence. We actually have data behind this. This shows, yes, indeed, it does happen. So with the PD Avengers survey, the PD Avengers Women's Group worked in collaboration with the Fox Insight Group, and we made a bunch of surveys that went out through Fox Insight asking about this. So our data show that women who are still menstruating the week before the period, or a couple days before the period, or the first couple days of their period, their Parkinson's symptoms are either exacerbated or they're different. Typically, their meds don't work during this time either. So if no one else is going to do the research, we're going to do it for them and bring it to them. So this is actually an issue, and all care teams need to be understanding and considerate of this. And we know that for motor symptoms, during this time, most women report an increase in off times, or tremor, or stiffness, or slow movement. Off times makes sense when medication doesn't work. So out of this, about 50% of women, 43.9% of responses show that medications don't work. The medication efficacy was worse the week prior to menses compared to 30.3% during menses, and only 4% after. So we have a high percentage of not sure responses, which possibly reflect that women are not aware that they need to track all their symptoms for variability during the menstrual cycle. So they may not have made the connection yet that their meds aren't effective during that time. A lot of women actually will take extra half a pills or extra pills of carbidopa, levodopa during this time to try to kind of bridge the gap of their meds not working. And only 2/3 of them, or 1/3 of them, only talk to their healthcare providers about doing that. 2/3 just do it anyways. Which goes to show that a lot of women don't have faith in their healthcare providers. So about 90% of women stated that no change in management was suggested, taking into consideration their hormonal status, and this trend was seen regardless of reproductive life stage. So this gets even better. 92% of women were not even asked about their hormones, if their hormones impacted their life state, their PD symptoms at all, at any life stage. So it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, they weren't asked at all if hormones impacted their PD or their PD meds. And when asked why they didn't bring it up with their providers, most women answer that they didn't realize that hormones can affect their PD, or that they don't feel that they're interested or knowledgeable, or they feel that they're dismissed when they mention their hormones, or they do not provide an opportunity to ask questions, or there isn't time given those are issues, or they're not comfortable. This is a problem because who do you go to if you're having problems? If you're having problems with your hormones, so even through menopause, if you're not sure if you should be starting HRT, who do you talk to? Do you talk to your gynecologist? Or do you talk to your movement specialist? I think it's unfair to expect a gynecologist to know everything about Parkinson's if the movement specialist doesn't already know. So it becomes really tricky for who do you actually talk to if you have problems. And I still feel confused myself as to who I talk to. Do I talk to my movement specialist or my gynecologist? And I've been working on this for a number of years. So if I know my way around the field for this, if I don't know who to talk to, then the average person isn't going to know who to talk to. So for partnered or single, this quote kind of stuck out to me, or this kind of paragraph stuck out to me. So keep the lines of communication open. Consider seeking help from a therapist. An important conversation for YOPD women to have may involve how they want to ask for and receive help or feedback. Can everyone see it? Does anyone have any examples that they want to share about how this can apply to them?
Feel free to unmute yourself and raise your hand if you have a comment.
With regards to being partnered or single or hormones?
Partner or single. So like my husband will like take stuff from me and just start doing it when I'm totally fine. My meds are working and I'm totally fine. It drives me nuts. Where is he when my meds aren't working?
Yeah, I'm single, so but I'm seeing someone and it's going well, but we kind of help each other out. So we both have Parkinson's. So
Oh wow.
yeah. So we had we kind of take turns seeing each other because it's long distance, and he's an awesome guy, and we were like-minded. But there was it's kind of like he can't tie his shoes, but I can tie his shoes, or there's things that I can do and things that he can't. So it's kind of like we're just paying attention to what we each can't do.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I hope that you're happy. That's so
Yeah.
awesome to hear,
Like-
because you know your weaknesses, each other's weaknesses, and you can
Yeah.
compensate for that.
I think it
That's
helps. I think it helps to have a partner that, I don't know, it's helpful. We're not the same, but we could make blueberry pancakes, you know, because he could cut the stuff that I can't do, you know, so
Right.
it works out.
That's good. So you have someone who knows what you're going through.
But it's
which is
hard to
really
craft.
important.
Yeah. I mean, it's not nothing, everybody has to communicate when you're having a hard time.
Right.
So it's hard when you don't always expect your off time, or you don't always expect things to happen. So as long as your partner understands that you yourself don't know what's going to happen in the next hour sometimes.
Right.
With or without Parkinson's, really, I just think that you have to, they can't be a mind reader. And that's what gets me into trouble, I think. Just
really
make sure you know that whoever is around you, they can't always read your mind.
Communication. That's perfect. Thank you for sharing. And congratulations. Best of luck to you. That's
Thank you.
fantastic. Does anyone else have anything they want to share? My husband and I are still navigating this, so I didn't feel like I have any business sharing any more of this because we're still navigating this. We still have a hard time with some of this. He still gets upset when I go off my meds and I shuffle around and I can't walk. I'm really slow. And I'm really rigid. He still has a hard time seeing that and dealing with that. So, we're still kind of navigating these situations.
I think it's hard. I don't know if this is like, I hate to be like anti-male, but I think it's a male-female thing. Sometimes men, I don't know, as women, we're used to multitasking more. I don't know if it's a hormonal thing, or speaking of hormones, but they've never had to deal with having their period every month, for example, or the ups and downs that we have. But you just have to really just put it out there, whatever you're going through.
If I say I'm fine, I'm gonna be fine in a little bit. You
Yeah.
don't believe me. Susan, what did you have to share?
Well, a couple of things. One, never forget, whether it be Parkinson's, anything else, as we get older, all people are going to run into health crises, and our partners don't get any easier because we get this disease. So we have to be respectful for that too. Sometimes they're not as chronic and sometimes they're not as bad, but we're aging and we have to accommodate that. Two, and this seems to be more for men, I think it's really important to encourage your partner into a support group, a care partner support group. And if they say they don't talk, and I have a couple of mentees who are, pushing their partners to do this, and it's been helpful. You do not have to talk in a support group, but it would be smart for you to listen in the support group. Because a lot of men won't talk until they get in the room, and then they find themselves talking. But they say, okay, I will listen. And I think that's a real important step for women who are facing this disease with men who we've been more even if we've been working women and everything else, we've still been more the caregiver in the family. And I think that's very important if you can get them into a place where they can listen to other people who are facing the same situation.
Susan, can you recommend any place where people should go to find support groups?
Well, there are many of them. Davis Finney has support groups.
Does your husband use that by chance?
My husband does not use it.
Okay.
Because but he went to one at Davis Finney. He found it informative. Our situation is different. My husband is incredibly sensitive to everything that's going on. But he wouldn't deny using one if we felt he needed one. My Parkinson's is in a different place. Everybody's unique, but I don't think he would deny. He would not be a talker, but he would be a listener. And when the time comes, I think he might, but it'll be his choice. And he's also a partner who has to deal with his own medical issues. And, his didn't go away because mine came like they did. So it's a little more mutual thing going on for us that other people may or may not have. But
Hello, Doug. But when I'm for my mentees who are having the communication problem, it has been helpful. They can't always do it, but it's been very helpful if they can guide their partners into a support group where they say, I won't talk at these things. Well, all they have to do is listen. And that's been
That's
very helpful.
really good advice. Thank you so much for sharing. Karen?
I was just gonna say, sometimes in your town, there are local support groups that have a care partner support group. So in New Jersey, I found in my town, the next town over at the YMCA, there is a growing new group, it's support group, and now it's the largest support group in New Jersey, and I'm really grateful that it's there. So we both went the first time together, like it was on a Monday night. So we, just both having Parkinson's, and it was really interesting to hear the care partner's perspective, because there are people in this group that are long into the disease, and the husbands and wives that are the care partner for the person that has Parkinson's, and just to hear their standpoint. Disease, and the partner or the spouse was dealing with what that person, like he was afraid that his wife was going to fall backwards on that bathroom tile, for example, one of the husbands. And I only see the wife in the class, so the husband came that night, so I heard the other side of it, their worries about us, and it gave me a new perspective. But also, just also to keep those lines open. And
Right.
and sometimes they're just as worried as we are when we're worried.
Right. What was the like age range in yours that you went to?
In the group, I'm actually the youngest. I'm 57. And so the youngest, there are 3 people in my local group that are my age that are YOPD. And there's another woman that had YOPD. She's had it for 29 years. And she's like, she identifies with me. We are alike, like a lot like each other, but she's had it like for a very long time, and she has the youth step, she has the walker, and she's got like a fighting spirit. She goes to Rock City boxing, she does it all with the weights, but the age range is all the way up to 80, 81. So we have 57 to 81. And there are like pretty much 5 days a week, people going to classes, 25 to 27 people attending. And then with caregivers included, the group in Ridgewood, because I live in Bergen County, which is by New York City, we've
Yeah.
got about 100 members. So it's growing. It's a real, so if it starts, if you start a local support group, don't be afraid to do it.
Oh, I actually have one. I have a women's one in my area. I'm like the opposite way of you. I'm up north in New York.
Yeah.
So I actually run a women's support group. We meet every second Wednesday of the month on Zoom. It's been really successful. I am by far the youngest member by like 20 years or so, if that. It's really hard to get my husband to want to go because no one else around here is like the same age. And most of it is not, if he finds anything that's about the same age, it tends to be more women who are affected, or more men that are affected than women, which is really strange. But it goes to show that probably more women are looking for the help than not.
Yeah. Yeah.
should-
I think in our group, it was about fairly mixed, though. It's very interesting because it's men and women are equally represented.
I
But
like
there
your
are a lot
spread.
of older people. There are, yeah.
like that spread though too, because it's not so as in our area, it's very like disparate. So it's very like me and then everyone's like age something 90 that goes. So
Yeah. I think that's something that maybe the Parkinson's organization should do more outreach in the areas to have more support, localized support groups.
they're trying.
Yeah, I know.
Try.
So the
Thanks.
next point is profession. So I'm really lucky. I know I'm really lucky to be a biology professor at a small private college in upstate New York and be chair of the department. I'm very open with my research, with my diagnosis, and I've actually shifted my research from stem cells to women and Parkinson's. But seriously, who knew that you're not supposed to do science in your sleep all night? We just thought it was funny when I had REM sleep disorder behavior in grad school. We just thought it was just charming. I was taking care of stem cells all night. I was pipetting and doing everything you do when I should have been sleeping. So I can understand how my husband probably has not had a good night's sleep since 2005. So I know that I have a lot of flexibility and with my career. I have the summers off. I have winter break. I have spring break that I don't have to go in. I only teach one class or two classes a semester. So I know that my job is very flexible and I don't have to deal with what a lot of other people have to deal with after diagnosis. It's really difficult to maintain that career and keep working. Because a woman living with YOPD may struggle with symptoms, making it difficult to keep functioning at the same level they're used to. But even with my flexible schedule, I'm still exhausted all the time. It's really hard. And unfortunately, the United States isn't set up well to take care of people who can't work for disability. Unfortunately, we're just not. So I'll be at my college until can't walk anymore. No. Pregnancy. So if this is applicable to anyone, please feel free to follow the QR code and register at PregSpark. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about this. But if you can imagine, we don't really know what all the drugs do to a fetus. So it's very difficult for women if they get pregnant. Parenthood. So I don't have kids, but I wanted to put this up there because I think this is useful for everybody. So simplifying and streamlining can also be a way to decrease energy output. So people with YOPD may consider clumping together activities and decreasing the number of times they need to drive each day. So they may let go of extra activities that do not add value to them or their family, or they may consider hiring help. So by clumping everything and doing everything, like if you're going shopping, so if you go shopping to hit every store in that area that you need to, that's better than having to go to the same place multiple times that day to do multiple trips to multiple stores. So if you can do everything at once, it's going to save you energy than going multiple times. Does that make sense? Does everyone try to do that as it is?
Yeah.
And so our next chapter is Pores for Thought. So this was written by Joy Milne. So approximately 60% of people with Parkinson's report changes in their skin as an increase in their sebum. So does anyone know what Joy can do? Joy is absolutely awesome. She can smell Parkinson's. She's not a quack. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but she can smell Parkinson's. And what she can smell is she can smell the difference in lipids. So fats and sebum that's on your back. And ours with Parkinson's that are actually heavier than people without Parkinson's. So this machine that she's smelling, if you put it through the machine, it's a mass spectrometer. And so it makes the lipids ions and they get push through this machine, and you can get the spectra to show that they're heavier for people with Parkinson's and they're not with people without Parkinson's. And it's absolutely fabulous. This actually only takes 3 minutes and is really, really, really effective. She can actually, the way that they tested her was, she went to a conference and she said, what about the smell of Parkinson's? What are you guys gonna do about that? And the guy Teagle was like, oh, whatever, you're crazy. And so then later they figured out that they could test her to see how she would do if they gave her 12 random shirts from controls and 12 random shirts for people with Parkinson's. And so she diagnosed all the Parkinson's correct. The controls, she got every single one of them right except for one that she diagnosed with Parkinson's. And they're like, oh, well, that's not good. That's not gonna work. But that person came back later, about 8 months later, and said, oh, they were diagnosed with Parkinson's. She just diagnosed them before they were diagnosed. How crazy is that? She's absolutely fantastic. If you've never heard of her or seen anything with her, look her up. Her name is Joy Milne. You can find her TED Talk. She's wonderful. She's also about the nicest person you'd ever meet, and she has a nice Scottish accent. So I can listen to her talk all day because I love her accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was part of the group that we were in. I miss that
Yes.
group. We
Me
need to meet
too.
again.
Do you want to take some time to do other stuff?
Yeah, we can take some, yeah, let's, how much longer do you have? Are you almost
Probably
done?
just like another like 10 minutes.
Okay, well, let's take a quick break and we'll do a couple of Jeopardy questions and prizes. How's that sound? Let's unshare your screen.
Yeah,
Let me just get to, oops.
Okay. Not quite sure how we're gonna do this. Let's see. Can we spotlight like 4 people at a time, Ashlyn? And those 4 people will somebody will get a winner each group of 4. How's that sound?
We just pick them at random.
Yeah, just pick them at random. Or, you know, whatever. We're gonna pick 4 of you and ignore the numbers because that has nothing to do with it. We want to see who answers the questions right. If you answer the question right, you win a prize. So we have one person.
It won't
There's
let
more
me
than one?
won't let me spotlight people if they don't have their cameras on.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well,
Now I can. Now I can spot. I got the people turning on their cameras.
No, I'm painting.
oh, you can paint.
You want to see what I'm
Okay.
doing?
Okay.
Yes.
I think I
Now you know.
Next time.
spotlighted 4 people.
You'll be in the next. Okay. All right. Let's start with Parkinson's symptoms for 100. Okay. The answer is falling frequently.
yes.
Yeah.
That is a symptom of Parkinson's. I don't know, what are we supposed to put it in a question?
Yeah.
What is a symptom of?
No. What is it
Okay.
called?
Balance.
Balance. Okay. All right. What is balance? You want to see the answer? Balance problems. Okay. That's 1. We got to keep track of who's on here. Okay.
That
And
was
then
me.
I know it's you. I have to write it down. Okay. Carol, you're going to just go bye-bye. Actually, we're going to pick another group of 4 real quick.
Okay.
And anybody who's won, we won't bring
Stay
you up
quiet.
again. Okay. Stay quiet.
I'll just bring in an additional person because it's going to take a long time.
Okay. All right. Just bring in
Change
an
all.
additional person. Okay.
So I'll take out the winner.
Okay.
and then-
Yeah, she's out. Okay. Go ahead. I'm in there. So Let's try exercise for 100. The answer is, anybody know what the question is?
Meditating time for good.
Okay. All right, who was that?
Marilyn.
Andrea? Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Okay. Let's see what the answer is. Aha. Well, we'll give it to you anyway. How's that sound?
Yeah.
It's close. Okay. Marilyn, you go bye-bye. We'll take,
you.
okay, I'm writing them down. Okay. Oh, and we'll spin. How do you like this wheel, guys? Okay, Carol, we're gonna spin for you first. Let's spin, see what you get. See if this thing works. It's going back and forth. What's going on here? We need a shorter wheel.
Now slow down.
Okay. A t-shirt. Yay. Okay. You have one, don't you? Oh,
I have it
get
in
another one.
black, you can
Okay.
do white.
Oh, you can do white. Okay, we'll talk later. Okay, and one more spin for Marilyn. We need to change the spin to make it shorter. And then we'll move on to, we'll let Kristi keep going. We all do 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 do.
No background music.
Okay. A t-shirt.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. All right. Okay, let's go on. We'll go, Kristi, you want to keep going? We'll make that wheel shorter. Ashlyn, I think we can make the spin shorter. Okay. You want to go back and just sharing your screen again? Okay, great.
All right, so next up is the chapter is podiatry, pelvis, and posture. So for podiatry, these are a pair of my, oops, sorry. I'm trying to move bus at the same time. So
You have the same problem I do. The mouse doesn't cooperate.
just trying to get us to cooperate. So these are actually a pair of my shoes, of my sneakers. I don't really wear them that much, but if you notice that the right side is more worn out than the left side, and my Parkinson's symptoms are primarily on my left side, but I overcompensate and I use my right foot more to overcompensate for my issues with my left. So my shoes tell a story. So gait changes are pretty much one of the hallmarks of Parkinson's, and they can lead to a lot of foot issues. I mean, hence why none of us, I don't wear these anymore, that's for sure. I like to wear flats. These are what I like to wear. These are actually nice and soft because heels are no fun. My shoes actually were an early sign of my Parkinson's. If I looked inside in my office, I have a pair of black ballet flats that I brought with me from a postdoc back in 2014, and I haven't worn them since then, and they're all worn out on the inside of the left little toes, where the left little toes are. And that's because my dystonia at the time was bad, and I was just curling my toes and wearing out my shoes on the inside. Only on my left, the right foot is totally fine. So your shoes can actually tell a story. Let's talk really quickly about posture. So everyone knows that we hunch, so it's really important to try to stay upright. They can become more severe when your medications wear off. I don't know about you, everyone else, but when my medications wear off, like when I'm gonna go brush my teeth, I have to think about really standing up still, like straight, because I notice I hunch, and I'll stay hunched if I don't stand up straight. Now, also pelvic floor issues. These are things that nobody likes to talk about. So nobody likes to talk about urinary issues or bowel issues. Their thing. Bowel issues are a thing. Constipation, it happens a lot with Parkinson's. One thing that I do every day is I drink a little bit of cherry juice, like a cup or 3/4 a cup with calm magnesium powder in it. And it seems to be magical. If anyone's having any problems, I would recommend trying that because it seems to be really magical. It's something that we just don't feel comfortable talking about, but something that a lot of us suffer with. In urinary incontinence, it can be really embarrassing and people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about that you're about to pee your pants most of the time. So there are two types of incontinence. So there's urge incontinence and stress incontinence. So stress is when you lift something, you cough or sneeze, and your bladder leaks. And the urge to urinate is where you have to go now, and you can't hold it. So I don't know about everybody else, but I feel like I should buy stock in Poise because I buy so many Poise One products because they're the only ones that you can use for both your period and incontinence. Because I wear them in pee my pants all the time. That's the truth. When I was sick, when we came back from Barcelona, I had to wear always diapers basically. So always panties, because every time I coughed, I was peeing my pants. So it's really embarrassing, but it happens to pretty much most people with Parkinson's if they have issues. So don't feel alone. Feel free to talk about it.
Okay. One thing I wanted to show everybody, you were talking about balance. My chiropractor actually recommended this. You inflate it and you can sit on it and it makes you sit up straighter. You don't sit all the way back on it, but when you sit at your desk,
Yeah, you can actually get those at
it
all
works on
these
your
things.
core. Yeah, it's a great little thing. I can put the link in the chat if you want, if I can get to it. And there are also panties you can buy that are very absorbent. That I bought
next
some,
ones?
but I don't like.
Are there the next ones?
Maybe. I don't remember where I bought them. I bought them
I think
online.
they're-
My doctor told me about them.
I think they're specific, so they have ones that are period panties and ones that are like pee panties, and they don't cross
Mhm.
over, which is really frustrating.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go upstairs and I may still have one in a bag. But,
So I
okay.
wish that they had ones that did both.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I know, seriously. So next up is personality. So depression, anxiety, and apathy, they're all very real. So they go hand in hand with Parkinson's. So some people might actually feel really depressed, or other people might feel off because their neurons aren't working right. So I typically feel off. I take some Volta. It's because my brain isn't functioning right. None of our brains are functioning right. So it makes sense that if we're low in dopamine, that's going to impact our serotonin levels. It's all a feedback loop. So it makes sense that we would have depression, anxiety. And I think it's really underreported. I think it's only about 40% of patients report that they have depression or anxiety. But I think that it's really underreported, and people should not be afraid to talk about it because it happens. It's part of our disease. There's a lot of symptoms that aren't very fun, and that's one of them. Apathy is another thing. So apathy is another non-motor symptom that's also linked with depression, or talked about at the same time with depression. Apathy is a little different. So apathy, you still want to do things. Like if you can get out the door and do things, or like get somewhere, then you'll do something. But depression, you can't even get out the door to do it. So apathy is that you want to, but you don't have the drive to. But if you can get there, you'll do it. Whereas depression, you don't even have the drive to get out of the house. Now also,
Susan, you have your hand raised? I'm sorry. Okay. Susan, you're
That's okay.
muted, but if you have some,
from
that's
before.
okay. Yeah, we need to start wrapping up too.
Okay, something that's very important to women in their 40s and the 50s, to be your best advocate with this, because apathy and depression can also be linked to menopause, and you can have it as a combination of both. But you should be your best manager to let your OBGYN and your movement disorder specialist to say, this is what I have. One may not be blamed. They both may be the cause, but don't let them with Parkinson's just shirk it off on menopause, because that's ridiculous and could be highly unlikely and unfair. So just as a warning to people who are still menstruating or just stopping to menstruate.
So always talk to your provider about any symptoms that you might have. So just to finish stuff up, so psychosis, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, please contact your provider right away. And positivity, so positivity can actually change how your brain's rewired. So if you haven't tried the 3 good things every day, take a moment to reflect on what you do every day that's good. And it could just be something simple, like just watching the sunrise. Nice and simple. You didn't do anything like extraordinary, but you just watch the sunrise. And if you do that for a few weeks at a time, you can increase your well-being by 25%. And also the gratitude journal can also increase your happiness for a well-being for up to 6 months if you do that for just 1 week. So try to practice gratitude if you can. It really does help. So just to end, so we must be part of the knowledge gathering and show up for opportunities to raise our voices. Only we can be part of the solution. And this applies to everybody. So if everybody wants to help and be part of the solution, please sign up for these 2 things. So down here is My Moves Matter as an app. And so women of all ages and all hormonal stages are needed to participate in a study looking at hormonal status and symptoms. It only takes a few minutes every day, so please sign up if you can. And also for the Fox Insight, so that you can receive the experiences of women with PD surveys, they're automatically sent to you if you fit the right demographic, which we all do. Don't click no. I accidentally clicked no, that I don't have Parkinson's anymore, and I didn't receive my survey. And I was very frustrated. And I asked them why I didn't receive it. And they told me, and I was like, oh, I'm stupid. I feel dumb.
We've all done that.
I shouldn't do things while I'm dyskinetic. I shouldn't do it on my phone. So, but I know that Rochelle would really appreciate it if everyone could sign up for this. It really takes no time
Rochelle
at all.
spoke to the group. Yeah, Rochelle spoke to the group a couple months ago about it.
Awesome.
So,
So I was talking with
yeah.
her this morning. So there's something in this book that I think applies to everybody. And you can get it in 5 different languages on the website, YOPDwoman.com. So you can get it in English, Spanish, Portuguese, German, Dutch. Yeah, and Russian will be up there soon. So that's all I have for you.
Okay, well, thank you, Kristi. That was wonderful. Thank you. Let's
You're
go
welcome.
back. Let's stop sharing your screen and go back to the gallery view. Okay, who has shoes? We've lost a lot of people. I know that because we're already at 11 o'clock. Anybody have their shoes with them? Your favorite shoes? Okay, well, we got to give out some more prizes. And yay! Anybody else? I'd love to take a screenshot of everybody with their shoes if you want. I guess it's not, no? Okay, we have a few. Ashlyn, let's do a screenshot for those who have their shoes. If you can see them. Okay. You get it? All right. Let's go back to my slides. We'll finish up my slides and then we'll do prizes for everybody else that's here. And I don't know if we're going to ask the questions. It's going to take too long. So Kristi, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was
No problem.
terrific. And let's go on. Our next meeting is in April. We're going to be cutting down to once a month. And I have Amy Mayerowitz from the Parkinson's Wellness Fund. So if you need help paying for extra PT or boxing classes or whatever, they are a source of funds available to people with Parkinson's. And Amy is wonderful. I think you'll enjoy hearing from her about their organization. So that's on April 7th. And next month is Parkinson's Awareness Month. So on April 11th, which is World Parkinson's Day, we want everybody to do sit to stand, join with Stand Up to Parkinson's. We're hoping to do 1 million sit to stands on April 11th. So you just click on this link. It's standuptoparkinsons.com, and it will be in the newsletter tomorrow. And you can register and record your steps for the day, and let's do it as a group. And there are a lot of other Parkinson's Day activities that can be found at pdavengers.com. You can take a look at that. You can get a proclamation from your mayor. I've done that from the mayor in Beverly Hills, where I live. We're asking buildings to light up blue for Parkinson's on April 11th. So there's lots of activities. Next month, next slide, please. If you're new to Twitchy Woman, make sure, well, we just I'll put you automatically on the blog list, so don't worry about this. We do have, our Sunday mornings is a separate email list where you will get all the notices about the Sunday morning events. And next one. We have 2 support groups online, 2 Zoom support groups. Anything goes on Tuesday mornings with Shelley Savoy, and another one on Sunday mornings. We're going to be meeting once a month before our regular meeting, at least through the summer, and then we may go back to twice a month. But that's for Twitchies Without Partners, and I think we're going to start a private Facebook group for that group of people. I can't talk this morning. Sorry, ladies. And next slide. Yeah, we've got all these. We have a Care Partners Facebook group now too. And in addition to Twitchy Women and our Parkies with Pelotons, we've got all kinds of stuff going on here. It's fun. And I think that's about it. Let's go back. Oh, more importantly, we have our, if you're newly diagnosed and looking for someone to talk to, go to click on our peer support program for women. We will assign a mentor to you to help you get through those first few months where you just don't know which way is up. And it really helps a lot.
And may I butt in, Sharon, and just say,
absolutely.
Read the site, no matter where you are, for yourself or for some people that you know. There'll be some other information on that site that might be useful to you.
Yeah. And I'm just clicking through quickly so that we can get to the prizes, giveaways. Okay. All right. So that's us. And let's do some prizes. I think we have. I don't have enough prizes for everybody that's on. Okay, let's go back to our game and we'll play it. Is everybody up for another game or no?
Whatever you want.
Couple more questions. Okay, let's do Twitchy Woman for 100. Beverly Hills, California. What's the question?
The home of Sharon Krisher.
Okay. You beat me, but you beat Andrea, unfortunately. Okay. So Susan, you got that one.
Yay.
All right, next question is, all things Parkinson's.
Oh,
I had fun doing
give it a
this, by the way.
try.
Oh, come on, somebody. Andrea.
I'll answer. Michael J. Fox, who is the founder of the Michael J. Fox Foundation that funds a lot of research for the cure of Parkinson's.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Also known as
Perfect.
Michael Keaton, right? Is that the name in Family Matters?
I don't remember. Who was the most influential person with Parkinson's disease? The same thing. Okay. Next one. Let's go to Parkinson's symptoms again. Okay.
Oh,
Tremor.
What is a Parkinson symptom?
Oh.
What is a Parkinson symptom?
Okay. Well, be more specific.
What is a common?
No, Andrea, you've already got a prize.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. If you've got a prize, you're out. Okay. Well, all right. The answer is, the question is, what causes your hands to shake? Okay. We don't have okay. Let's go on. Come on, guys. All right. Exercise for 200.
What's the
Okay.
best thing to do for Parkinson's?
What's the only
Okay.
thing that can
Who was
slow
that?
down Parkinson's?
All right. Who was the first one that answered that? Was it Ginger?
Ginger.
Yes.
Ginger? Okay.
Yep.
Best medicine for Parkinson's. Yep. Okay. Let's do another one. 200. Who is Twitchy Woman?
She's Sharon, who gives up her time to help other people with this disease and runs this program. It's fabulous.
Thank you. But I didn't need that much detail, but thank you, Peggy. I assume that was you. I heard your voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's do one more. All things Parkinson's. Okay. Anybody know?
What is the fast growing cohort of people with Parkinson's?
Well,
who are the most
anybody else?
underdiagnosed people with Parkinson's? I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. What was the question?
Oh, what is
What is YOPD?
Oh, that's simpler.
Oh.
You're
But the
overthinking
answer
it.
was there.
The answer was there.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
overthinking
Okay.
it.
Totally overthinking
You're
that.
overthinking it. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Okay. Symptoms, which
Oh,
may or may not
what
be
is
spelled
this?
right, but
What
don't
is
worry
it?
about it.
What is a side effect of carbidopa levodopa?
What does it do?
It's what is abnormal extra body movement that is
Okay.
not part of it's out.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
everything of
The
a writhing movements. Yeah,
Yeah. You're close. Okay.
it's up to you.
Yeah. All right. Come on. All right. We got to get through we got to give out a few more prizes. Come on. 300. Exercise.
What is Rock City boxing? One of the best treatments. What's the best exercises for Parkinson's?
Okay. What did we say? What's the answer? Okay. And that was Eileen?
It was Eileen, yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know how many more prizes we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a few more. Okay. 300 Twitchy Woman. This is easy. Come on.
It was Mr. Twitchy,
Yes. Who was that?
Joanne.
Joanne. Okay.
Oh,
Exactly. These are not trick questions. Okay. One more, and then we'll do some spins.
Mr. Parkinson, who I don't know.
Go ahead.
The guy named Parkinson, I don't know his first name.
James. James Parkinson.
I don't know. What do we want to say? It's James Parkinson, but we needed both names. So, okay. Actually, Kristi, you came up with James, right?
Yep, the
All
shaking
right, we'll skip
palsy.
Deborah. All right, let's give Deborah another chance. Do 400 symptoms. Okay.
What do you call when you are moving slowly? When you body moves slowly?
I think that's Brett.
Painful spasm of muscles.
I would say,
Okay,
Oh.
who was that? Fran, was that you?
Yep.
Fran's, okay,
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
okay. All right, how many, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's go. All right, let's just finish these. I don't know how many more prizes we have. Do we have enough? I'm not sure. No, we have 13 prizes. I think we have one more. Okay,
What exercise
anybody?
what exercise is good for people to do with their partner?
Well, that's one question, but that's not the right answer.
what
Okay,
is,
What causes what causes forced movement of your body riding in a tandem bike? I don't know how to say
well,
that.
sort of.
And because of that, they
Okay.
invented the Theracycle.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's get the answer and we're going to skip. Okay. What kind of exercise was Jay Alberts doing when he saw the benefits of forced exercise for people with Parkinson's? So we'll give you one more chance. Next question.
Oh,
Where is she? Come here, baby. All right. She's asleep. Okay. All right. Here she is.
Oh,
she is so cute.
such a cutie.
Salt and
Pepper.
pepper. Okay. All right. They failed the test. Okay, baby. All right. We got one more question. Let's just do it. And we'll see if, what is this? About 40%. Christy already gave you the answer today.
What percentage of women are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease?
No.
No.
And
Well,
What percentage of people
people.
with Parkinson's are women?
that's what I meant.
Yeah, okay, we'll give it to you. All right.
Yay,
She got
finally.
it. Okay. All right. So, all right, can we do a shorter spin? All right, so the first one is for Andrea. And you can
I
trade,
turned it
ladies, if you, okay. Oh, you get a kazoo. Yay. I want to thank Karen from Tremble Cliffs, who has donated several kazoos for us. So, okay, the next one is Ginger. And you get a zip up hoodie.
Great.
Woohoo.
Okay. Okay. And next one is Peggy. Oh, we have enough prizes left. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we're fine. Okay. Coffee mug.
Yeah.
Like this one. Okay. And who's next? Peggy?
That one.
Okay. A t-shirt. Okay. And we're getting, not going to have a whole lot left here. Okay. Karen. You get a copy of the book
Oh, cool. Thank you.
last time. Autographed copy, I think.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
I think so. Okay. And let's keep spinning. A coffee mug for Eileen.
Thank you.
Okay. I can't even remember. And next one is for Joanne. Baby. Another coffee mug. Okay.
Sharon, this is Joanne. I just, while you're spinning, I just wanted to say, I really appreciate everything you do and with Twitchy Woman.
Oh.
It's been a great resource for a lot of us. And
Thank you.
Kind of an introvert and I don't talk a lot during the meetings, but I really do appreciate everything that you do. And I use a lot of the resources that I found out by attending these Zooms. So.
And I wanted to
Oh,
say something.
so-
I can't believe it's 4 years since
I
I
know.
asked Sharon.
And Carol is the reason this went national or went viral because
Yeah, I
we
was in
started with
Westchester, New York. I had asked Sharon for how do you form a group, and I didn't really
She kept
succeed. And then
asking me and
and then
asking me.
COVID hit, and she said, we're going to do something new called Zoom. So I said, well, could I Zoom? And yeah, that was in March, and I was that 9th person.
Yeah.
It's 4
Yeah, and
years.
I
That's
don't know.
amazing.
Yeah, 4 years. We thought, oh, we'll do this for a couple months and we can go back to the meeting in person. We had a group that was meeting locally, and that's what started it. We went online immediately, and yeah. So here we are 4 years later, and I don't know how many figured it out how many we've done. I don't know. It's been roughly about 20 a year, so about 80 programs or so, which is a lot.
I'm very
That's
grateful.
the only good thing that came out of the pandemic was our ability to use Zoom a lot and to meet with people
Yeah.
and work with people who are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Okay.
unmuted myself, so I couldn't have answered. I was answering, though I couldn't be heard.
Oh, okay.
It's funny.
Do we know where we are, Ashlyn? Who is
What do
this
you
for?
mean
Is
with-
this for Kristi? Was this one for Kristi? I think.
No, I think. Well, yeah, that Christie's is next. We haven't spun for her yet.
Oh, okay. Who is the zip up hoodie for? That I lost.
Whoever was right before
Maybe
her.
nobody.
Ginger.
I had
Ginger,
Joanne, but she
Ginger.
was
Ginger got the hoodie.
yeah, but there was another. There were two of them.
No,
All right, forget
there's
the
only
hoodie.
one.
Spin again.
We haven't spun.
No,
for
we
the
had
second
two.
zip
We
up
had
hoodie.
we had another one. We had one before. Okay, I'm not quite sure. I think we're at Kristi.
Sorry, I got us off track.
We got off track. It's okay. You know, that's what I do. We're back to the hoodie. Kristi, you're getting a hoodie. Okay. Yeah. All right. And the next one is Fran. Four weeks of improv. That's a lot of fun. That's with Robert Cochran, and it's either Tuesday mornings or Thursday afternoons, depending on where you are. It's morning or evening. I don't know. Where are you, Fran? Maybe she's not on now. Okay, and Deborah,
East Coast.
are you there?
Yeah.
East Coast. So yeah. So if it's 4 o'clock here on Thursdays, it would be 7 o'clock for you on Thursdays or Tuesdays. I think they're at 10 a.m. here. So maybe 1. I'll send it to you. Okay. And Deborah gets a kazoo. Okay. Who doesn't have anything? Anyway, thank you, everybody. Did anybody not get a prize? Who's on who did not get a prize?
You can give my
Carol?
t-shirt to Carol, the other Carol. Carol West, give my
The other
t-shirt.
Carol.
I have a black
Oh,
one.
that's okay.
So give her my t-shirt.
No,
Carol,
that's
enjoy
okay. I
it.
have a
Okay.
couple
I wear it.
t-shirts.
Okay.
She has t-shirts. Okay. Anybody else on who we did not? Okay, I think everybody
I
else
have a
got
question.
something.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does anybody follow that Dr. Kohler on Facebook? He's supposed to be
Who?
Dr. Kohler, Kohler.